Okay, cyber friends, let's going to start taking a look at TryHackMe. We're going to look at the Nmap room. Let's going to learn a little bit more about Nmap. It says when we want to target a network, we want to find an efficient tool to help us handle repetitive tasks and answer the following questions. Which systems are up? What services are running on these systems? And the tool we relied on is Nmap. The first question about finding live computer is answered in this room. Here we're going to learn how to do live host discovery, basic port scans, advanced port scan, and post port scans. We are present the different approach to Nmap uses to different live hosts. In particular, we cover the ARP scan. This scan uses the ARP protocol, the ARP request to discover live hosts. This is one of the most nice to use, like the better ways to do a scan, but it has to be in the same subnet. We can use ICMP scans. This uses the ICMP request. It's like the pings. And we can use TCP, UDP ping scans. These scans send packets to the TCP ports and the UDP ports to determine live host. We also introduced two scanners, the ARP, we said before, and mass scan and explain how they overlap with path of NP host discovery. Giving overview of how Nmap started. Here it shows you the different things you can do with Nmap: enumerate targets, discover live host, reverse DNS lookup, scan for ports, detect the version of those services that are running on the ports, detect the OS, the operating system, do a trace route, run scripts, and write an output. Here's not answer needed. Here is task number 2, and it's going to talk about subnetworks. So let's review a couple of terms before we move on to the main task. A network segment is a group of computers connected using a shared medium. For instance, the medium can be the Ethernet or switch or Wi-Fi access point. An IP network, a subnetwork, is usually equivalent of one or more network segments connected together and configured to use the same router. We can see the subnetworks here. A subnetwork basically means they use the same network mask, and this is important when we're using Nmap, because if you do an Nmap scan in your same network, you can use like an ARP and ARP scan. That is pretty good, it doesn't consume that many resources. But if you are in a different subnet, you cannot do that ARP scan and cannot find the MAC addresses of the computers in that network. Okay, here's representation. Here it's talking about the CIDR notation. A subnet with the -16 is going to be the equivalent of 255.255.0.0. This means like 16 bits. And the subnet -24 is going to be the equivalent of 255.255.255.0. It's going to be 24 bits for the network mask, and you can have around 250 hosts on that subnetwork. Here it talks about the ARP query. that aims to gather the hardware address, the MAC addresses, so that the communication over the link layer becomes possible. However, we can use this to inform that the host is online. If you are in network A, you can use an ARP only to discover the devices with that subnet, the 10.1.100.0-24. That's going to be this one, network A. Suppose you want to connect to a subnet different from the subject or the target system. In that case, all packets generated by your computer will be routed via the PAL gateway. Now, if you want to go from like subnet A to subnet B, they need a router to be able to route those packets to different subnet. Yeah, let's go to this task. They're very simple, but yeah, they want you to do that. Send a package for the following from computer 1 to computer 1. It's going to be an RP request, and it's going to say computer 6. It's going to direct it to computer 6. You send it goes to the switch, and it goes to all those computers on that switch. I mean, everything that is connected to that switch, because the router is also connected. But it's not going to go to our side. How many devices can see the RP request? Like 4? Answer. I mean, yay. Did the computer 6 receive the RP request? Yes or no? And it knows, didn't went through the router. Standard answer is going to be no. We're good on that. Let's say send a package from computer 4 to computer 4. The data is going to be computer 6, and it's going to be an RP request. Send a package. The package gets to our computer 6, and computer 6 reply back. Because the RP is going to be layer 2, it's not going to be routed. It's going to stay on the switch. That's why, because it's in the same subnet, it's able to reach computer 6 and reply back. How many devices can the RP request? Can see the RP request? It's going to be 4. Yay. Did computer 6 reply to the RP request? It's going to be yes. It replies. Yeah, that's correct so far. And here we started the task number 3, enumeration of targets. And here he mentions like there are different techniques for scanning, and you can put a list of IP address. You can put like one IP address or put several. You have machine IP space, machine IP space, DNS name, or other ways to identify it. Or you can put a range. You can put 10.11.12.15 to 20, and it's going to scan all the addresses inside that range. It's going to be .15, then .16, etc. Or you could put the whole subnet, like machine IP -30, and it's going to scan the 4 IP address inside that .30 subnet. You can also provide a list of IP addresses. You have a list of hosts.txt. You're going to have there how many hosts do you want to scan, and you put the IL, and that's going to read that file, and it's going to do the scan on all those files, on all those hosts. If you want to check the list of hosts of Nmap will scan, you can use the SL switch or scan mode and put the target. This option will give you a detailed list of the hosts that Nmap will scan, That's good to know in advance, like if you are not sure about like the subnet or the range, you can do that. The thing with that is going to do a reverse DNS resolution on all the targets. If you don't want to do that, you can put -n and it's not going to do it. That way you don't trigger anything. It says here to launch the attack box, but we did it already because it takes several minutes to start. Like, what is the first IP address Nmap would scan if you provide the 10.10.12.13/29 as your target? Well, it gives you here the answer. And you say Nmap SL 10.10.12.13/29, and it's going to be .8 because it's 29 sided notation. 10.12.8. Let's check. Yeah, that's correct. How many IP addresses will Nmap scan if you provide the following range? 10.10.0 to 255. 101 to 125. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Going to be here like 255 to 54. I don't think 255 is going to be the address. It's going to go to 254, and then you're going to have like 25 more. We can do a quick math, or like, nah, let's going to figure it out. Yeah. L .0 to 255 and 101 to 125, and it's going to start in it's going to scan 6,400. Oh yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, because it wasn't the 4 output. Yeah, 6,400 IPs. Yeah, my math was wrong there. That's why it's better to use the tool to tell you how many IPs, because that's a pretty big scan. If you make a mistake and make like huge scan like that, it's going to take like very long time to complete the scan. Well, let's start with task number 4. Say like, let's revisit the TCP IP layers showing the figure text. And basically there are different layers that we can use on Nmap: the RP for the link layer, ICMP for the network layer, and TCP and UDP for the transport layer. If you are on the same subnet as the machine you are trying to scan, ARP is going to be the best way to scan the address resolution protocol, because the ARP says it sends a frame broadcast address to the network segment asking for computer with a specific IP address to respond by providing its MAC address. And that's the advantage of the ARP, that is going to give you the MAC addresses for all the computers inside of that subnet. Then we have the ICMP that is going to be in the network layer. That's pretty good if you want to discover all the hosts in your network, but you don't care about the IP address. Yeah, you don't care about the MAC address, I'm sorry. And if they're in the same subnet, like if they're in a different subnet, yeah, the ICMP is pretty good. The problem is like many firewalls have the ICMP protocol disabled for the one to ping inside from other networks, and use the ICMP ping, use the type 8, the echo, and the type 0 for echo replay. You can see they have different types that you can use. So if you want to ping a system on the same subnet, ARP should precede the ICMP echo. Yeah, ARP is going to give you way more information. And the TCP and UDP, they're going to grab like a normal transport layer package and send it. And that's going to be an efficient way to find ports. Okay, we're going to use the network simulator. I'm going to send a package from computer 1 to computer 3. They're still going to be in the same subnet. And we're going to send a ping request. You can see it very well. You can see it better now. Bring a packet into the router, go everywhere. Router tells us what it is. Why? Oh, I put computer 4. Yeah, he's going to computer 4. Yeah, bad example. Yeah, I did a ping request to computer 4. Oh, it was computer 3. Send packet. Oh, same subnet, computer 3, go back. Yeah, it's here. Give me it. Did a handshake, sing acknowledge. What is the type of package the computers one send before the ping? Let's go to the beginning. Handshake starting with TCP IP handshake between computer 1 and computer 4. And was computer 4. Sending a sync packet. Hopefully it's right. No? Nmap request. Yeah, it was an RP request. Yeah, it was an RP request. What is the type of packet that computer 1 received before being able to send the ping? I think it was going to be an RP response. Yeah. How many computers respond to the ping request? 1. Yep. Now send a package with the following. From computer 2 to computer 5. Now this now is going to do all the more advanced things. RP request to the router, and I'm going to switch with all the computers over there. Send RP response. Computer 5 received the same package. Computer 1 received the same acknowledge package. TCP sending TCP package to computer 5. TCP computer 5 received TCP package from computer 1. Sending acknowledge package to computer 1. Okay. What is the name of the first device that responded to the first RP request? Yeah, because it's yeah, the router, the switch is not, the address is not going to send that broadcast again. I would say it was the router. Yeah, it was the first one to respond, the first RP request. What is the name of the first device that responded to the second RP request? We say it was computer 5. Yeah. Then another ping request. Did they require a new RP request? And the answer is no. They go directly because the switch on the router already have the RP table. I mean, the switches have the RP table, and the router have the routing table. So the answer is going to be no. Great. Okay, here we are on task number 5, and that's going to be Nmap Host Discovery using ARP. How would you know which hosts are up and running? It is essential to avoid wasting our time for scanning an offline host or an IP address not in use. There are various ways to discover online hosts, and Nmap follow the following approach to discover live hosts. When a privileged user as a root tries to scan targets on the local network, Nmap uses ARP requests. Yeah, privileged uses a root or users who belong to a sudo and can run sudo. Which means, like, if you are on the local network, Nmap uses ARP requests. When a privileged users try to scan targets outside the local network, Nmap uses ICMP echo requests. Which means that it's going to send a TCP acknowledge to port 80, TCP sync to port 443, and ICMP timestamp request. The timestamp request, I think, was type 13. Timestamp. And when an unprivileged, like a normal user, tries to scan targets outside the local network, Nmap resorts to TCP three-way handshake by sending a sync package to port 80 and port 443. Yeah, when you have any privilege, you have to basically rely on the operating system to send a three-way handshake to the ports. I think when you send a half open scan, Nmap itself craft the packet. Nmap by default uses a ping scan to find the live host, then proceeds to scan live host only. If you want to use Nmap to discover live host without port scanning, that's going to be your SN, and that's not going to start scanning every port. You just want to know the hosts that are up and running. RP scan is possible only if you are on the same subnet of the target system. Yeah, we talked about that before. On Ethernet and Wi-Fi. And you need to know each MAC address. The MAC address is necessary for the link layer. If you run a PR, that's going to be your host discovery, ARP scan, SN, you don't want to scan the ports and the range. This is going to be the result. Yeah, but that's going to be the result if you are in the same subnet picture. You can see it's Nmap starting IP. Yeah, that's like a DNS address. And it's going to give you the MAC address as well. Yeah, that's going to be a local network. I mean, the same subnet. So in this case, the attack bus had the IP address 10.10.2.10.6. Yeah, they were inside the same subnet. And use RP request to discover the live host on the same subnet. RP scan work as shown in the figure below. Yeah, it sends when you do a PR, send an RP request and gets back an RP reply. Yeah, if you see here Wirechat, it captured the packets and you see start broadcasting RP asking who has the 10.10.2.10.1. Yeah, it's doing RP broadcast. I mean RP request broadcast. They're talking about ARP scans, which mention a scanner built around RP queries. RP scan. Provide many customization. Again, RP scan is subnet. Yeah, it's going to be similar. It's going to from the source. That's going to be the MAC address from the source. It's going to broadcast RP request asking what is the MAC address for those IPs. It's going to use the network simulator again. It's going to send a package from computer 1 to computer 1. Packet time is going to be RP request. How many devices are you able to discover using RP requests? Basically say like use different destination, like computer 1. Let's try the computer 2. Nice. Able to discover pretty easy because it's in the same subnet. Try the router. Yeah, now is when it starts complicating. But computer 4, the RP request should not work there. Yeah, because RP is a layer 2 protocol, it's a link layer protocol. And it's not a network protocol, it's not going through the router. Basically it's going to be 4 because you can find computer 1 also. I don't know how it's going to measure that. No? The answer is 3. Yeah. Yeah, because like you're going to find computer 2, 3 and the router doesn't count computer 1. Well, we are on task 6 right now. That's going to be Nmap Host Discovery using ICMP. That's going to be the Internet Control Message Protocol. And that's going to be a different way to do a scan. It's going to be what we usually call a ping or a ping reply. That's going to be an ICMP type 0. And basically most people do a ping when they want to know if the computer is up, they just ping and you get a reply. And here's an ICMP. It's going to be an ICMP package. And Nmap is going to do the same. It's going to send ICMP package to ICMP echo request to every host, trying to find out if it's live or not. And the syntax is going to be the same. Nmap, then the switch is going to be PE, and you can do SN if you only want to discover the host. You're not probing the ports. You put SN and the target machine or the target subnet, and it's going to give you the response. Here we see that it's giving MAC addresses. Yeah, the issue here is, well, the issue, no, the good thing here is it's scanning the same subnet, and when it does the RP request, that it gets the information from there. It's not even doing the ping. They are doing it here again, but in the different subnet. That is not the same subnet they are. And this is like normally an ICMP echo request looks like, because it's in the different subnet and it has to do the ICMP. Right here it's not doing it because there is no need. It's getting the information from the ARP protocol. And here they're showing Wireshark, the source and the destination. You see that different subnet 10.11.35 and this is 10.10.68. If this is a /24 network, there are different subnet, and it's sending an ICMP echo. And it say because ICMP echo requests tend to be blocked, you may also consider an ICMP timestamp or ICMP address mask. Yeah, most of the time, like most companies, firewalls are going to block the ICMP echo request, and that's why you try to use like a timestamp. That's going to be type 13. Yeah, timestamp. And the timestamp reply is going to be type 14. You add the PP option, tells Nmap to use the ICMP timestamp request. Yeah, there you're going to use Nmap SN. We don't want to probe for ports 0/24, and it's going to be TCP ping scan. Oh, that's fast. Yeah. Oh, because you're not root, it's going to do TCP ping scan rather than ICMP. Okay. Use sudo nmap /pp /sn. Okay, now it's going to do it. It should do it, at least. Yeah, here you just did a TCP ping. Yeah, it looks like the TCP was faster than the ICMP. Let's see how it's going. 56%. They're going to ping scan. Yeah, right around there. Yeah, if you use the PP, that's going to be the result. You view the IPs of the hosts that are up and running. and you see it's running ICMP times request. Yeah, actually, the timestamp mapping didn't return anything on my network. Yeah, firewalls tend to block a lot of ICMP traffic. Yeah, here we see source, destination, what kind of protocol is an ICMP, and it's a timestamp. And if you use ICMP type 17, that's going to be address mask replay. Address mask, and type 18 is going to be address mask replay. And that's going to be just another type of ICMP, another part of that protocol that you can use, that Nmap uses to try to identify host. It's going to be do the same Nmap-PM. That's going to be the address mask, and the result is going to be similar. It's going to depend of like what the firewalls are going to block. But yeah, here you see there's going to be the source address, the destination address, ICMP protocol, and then it's doing address mask request. Here, okay, the question: what is the option required to tell Nmap to use a timestamp? I'm going to be PM. No. I'm pretty sure it's PM. Oh no, the timestamp. Sorry. That is going to be PP. And the timestamp is going to be PP, and the address mask is going to be PM. And the echo discovery is going to be PE. Yeah. And here we are in task number 7, Nmap Host Discovery using TCP and UDP. The first one they're going to show is going to be the TCP sync ping, and that's going to be like the most straightforward. You don't need a root account for that. You're going to start doing a 3-way handshake. Basically, that's what happens in every TCP communication. Your computer starts a 3-way handshake with the server. First, it sends a package with a sync flag. The server replies back with a sync acknowledge flag, and your computer replies with an acknowledge flag. And that's how a 3-way handshake get established. And that's what the TCP sync does. Use the switch PS, and you can choose like different ports. You can choose like port 21. This is going to try to start a 3CP handshake with different ports to see if that those hosts are up. By default, it's going to be port 80 by default if you don't specify. But that's pretty useful tool if you want to probe for like web servers or very specific servers. Yeah, you do Nmap PS SN and the target subnet, and that's going to give you all the hosts that are up and respond to that TCP handshake. And you see here the source destination is using protocol TCP. It's going to be the exit port and the port 80 on the destination. It's going to be sending package to all the IP addresses. And here we have the TCP acknowledge ping. The difference with this one is that you need a privilege account. Yeah, it's going to be similar, but instead of sending a 3-way handshake, It's going to send an acknowledge package with the acknowledge flag, and the server is going to send back a reset because there is no start to communication for that acknowledge. And the switch is going to be PA, but the syntax is going to be same in map PA percent and your subnet. This one is a little bit more stealthy, but still, like, most seems they're going to detect that mapping. It's going to work the same. And here we have an UDP ping. It's going to work the same. It's just going to probe for UDP ports instead of TCP. I mean, it's going to use the UDP protocol. It's going to send an UDP package, and the server should reply back with the ICMP type 3 code 3. Yeah, if basically you're looking for posts that are not up, they're going to swing a destination reachable. Yeah, so the syntax is similar to TCP sync. It's just going to use the PQ switch, and you can see here in Wireshark sending UDP package to port 40125. And Mascan is a similar approach. It's a tool that has a similar approach to that. Let's go to the questions. Which TCP ping scan does not require a privilege account? That's going to be the TCP ping. Yeah, is that one? Which TCP scan requires a privilege account? Yeah, that's going to be the TCP knowledge ping. Yep. Which option do you need to add to Nmap to run a TCP sync ping to scan the telnet port? Okay, the TCP sync is going to be PS, and telnet is port 21. Okay, what's wrong there? One, two, three, four, five, yeah. Temperature. TCP sync. PS 21. No, your answer is incorrect. Give me a hint. Oh, telnet 23. Oh crap, yeah. I don't know that. Yeah, it's correct. Well, we're here in task 8 using reverse DNS lookup. This is a very short task. In maps, the false behavior is to use reverse DNS lookup online host. Because the host name can reveal a lot of information, this can be a helpful step. Yeah, however, if you don't want to use that query to the DNS server, you can use the -n switch to skip this step. By default, Nmap will look online host. However, you can use the option -r to query for DNS server, even for all offline hosts. That's pretty useful if you want to find everything that is recorded on the DNS server. If you're doing a penetration test, like some computers, like personal computers, could be off. Those people could be offline that day. They can be just not working that day, but you still can get that information. And if you want to use a specific DNS server, you can add the DNS-server and specify the DNS server you want to scan. Let's go to the question. We want Nmap to issue a reverse DNS lookout for all possible hosts on a subnet. Hoping to get some insights from the names, what option should we add? I mean, all possible hosts, I think that means offline hosts also. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, and task number 9 here in TryHackMe is going to just be the summary of everything we have learned so far. We have the RP scan, ICMP, echo scan, the timestamp, address mask, the scene, acknowledge, and the UDP scans. You're going to have all the switches you can use for those different scans, the ones that require sudo, the different ports you can use, and here we have the DNS options. There's no DNS, reverse DNS for all hosts, even the offline ones, and the SM just going to be host discovery. You want to use that most of the time. You don't want to probe every single IP on the subnetwork for all the ports. You first want to discover the host and then decide what ports are you going to use. Being no answer needed here. Complete, and yeah, congratulations on completing Nmap Live Host Discovery. Nice. Well, that's everything for today.